Alrighty, so this is exercise number 5. So this is my second time recording this video because the first time I recorded this video, I accidentally created an infinite while loop and crashed my browser. So this time I'm going to try to avoid doing so. So let's get to it. So this first section up here just explains to us what the problem is. They want us to create a program that, if we look at the example, does this. It runs through these 3 different lifts: squats, bench presses, and deadlifts, and then starts off at 10 pounds, and then asks the user, do you want to continue squatting? If the user says yes, it goes up by 10 pounds to 20 pounds, and then ask them again, and then if they say yes, it goes up to 30 pounds, etc. So we go through squats until they say something besides yes, no, or whatever else, and then we switch to benches and do those. And then when they say no more benches, we switch to deadlifts and do those. So that seems like a lot to do, especially since they didn't really start us off with anything down here to work with. But thankfully, they have provided 4 specific bullet points here for us to work through. So let's do it. I know for a fact that because we want the program rather, to do something until the user gives us negative input, means that we want to use a while loop. So we'll get to that in a moment, but keep that in the back of your mind. This first prompt here, this first bullet point, says that each lift, beginning with a squat, you should call the function workout coach, and it should be called with the name of the lift and the current weight. We'll look at that in a second. The function will print a message to the user like the following, and that gives us this example here. So thankfully, they have already taken care of the function workout coach for us. It just works. We don't have to mess with it at all. All we have to do is call it with the lift name and the weight as our arguments, as our parameters. They've also helpfully set us up with an array here, a list of lift names. So we don't even have to worry about coding that ourselves. We can just use the list that they have made us here. So I'm going to start with a for loop. I'm going to start using a for loop to iterate through that list of lifts. So for lift and lifts. So it's going to go through and run through this for loop each time using squat, and then run through it using bench, and then run through it using deadlift. So for lift and lifts, we're just going to call workout coach with the lift name. So in this case, we can just pass in lift from our for loop. So a for loop, the first time through, lift will be equal to squat, so we can just pass squat directly into here. So that takes care of that for us. Now for the weight, we know it starts at 10 every time, but it's going to be better for us if we keep a variable so that we can later on increase the weight by 10 each time. So I'm going to switch this to current weight, or cur weight, and I'm going to start that equal to 10. So every time we start a new lift, it will reset to 10. So which is the behavior that we want, and then it'll just run workout coach with the name of our current lift and the amount of our current weight. So if I run this now, we get time to squat 10 pounds, time to bench 10 pounds, time to deadlift 10 pounds. So that's good. That takes care of the answer to the first bullet point up here. Now the second bullet point tells us to keep calling workout coach for as long as the user answers yes to the following question. Keep doing the lift name, enter yes for the next set. And they gave us this input prompt down here that we can just use directly. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to bring it down here. And we're going to ask the user this question. We're going to ask them, hey, do you want to keep doing this lift? And we're going to do that by calling input using that string that we just stored in a variable input prompt. And I'm going to set that to user answer. So user answer equals input prompt, and the input prompt, of course, is keep doing the current lift, enter yes for next set. And I'm actually going to, inside here, I'm going to enter some quotation marks around the yes. That way the user knows to type exactly yes. So we could write we could write around it so that it accepts yes lowercase, yes uppercase, just Y, just N, that sort of thing. But I'm just going to put these extra quotation marks in here. Now, anytime you want to use double quotation marks inside of a string that already is using double quotation marks to indicate it's a string, you need to escape those using the escape character backspace, backslash rather, the same way that we escape things like our new line character. So backslash to write double quotation marks inside of a string, you need to use backslash quotation marks. Okay, awesome. So now I should be able to get the input prompt. So yes, yes, yes. Of course, it doesn't matter now whether I say yes or no, because it's just going to ask me one time for each lift. Now, I want it to keep asking me that, or keep increasing the lift number, keep asking me that as long as until I say no. So I want to set it up with a while loop so it keeps asking me that question until I tell it no. So I'm going to say while user answer equals yes. So until I tell it something other than yes, I want it to run workout coach. Well, how about this? We'll just set it up this way. I want it to then input me again with the input prompt. And I want to set user answer to that. So what I'm doing here in this while loop right now is I'm going to set it so where it's going to keep asking me whether or not I want to keep going until I say something other than yes. So keep doing the squat, yes. 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 Keep doing the squat, no. Keep doing the bench, yes. Keep doing the bench, no. Keep doing the deadlift, yes, 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 no. Okay, so that functions now, but it's not going through and increasing the number of weights that we've got on our particular exercise. So let's go back up. We've satisfied bullet point 2 here. Now, bullet point 3 says if the user answers anything besides yes to the above question, then stop calling workout coach for that particular lift and move on to the next section of the lift. Unless it's deadlift, in case it's the last lift, and then the program will quit. So we already did that with our for loop that we did down below. We already took care of that. So that just works now. As I demonstrated, it just goes through to the next lift and when we say no. So we've got that set up because we did this for loop already for that first problem. Now the fourth problem here says that it wants us to stop calling workout coach no matter how the user responds when the current weight is greater than 200 pounds for the bench. They can lift more than 200 pounds for the deadlift and the squat, though, but the bench, they should not lift more than 200 pounds. So while user answer equals yes, if lift equals bench and the current weight is greater than or equal to 200, let me sure I want greater than or equal to. No, greater than 200. So if the current weight is greater than 200, then I want them to break out of the current while. So unfortunately, to see whether or not that works, we have to increase the number of weight, which we haven't done yet. So we can simply do that by doing current weight plus equals 10. So the first time through the while loop, or the first time through it'll print with 10, thanks to this call to workout coach. The next time through it's going to increase by 10, and then we're going to call workout coach again with the current lift and the current weight again. So that will then increase it by 10 and then ask us again and say 20, 30, 40, 50. So let's go through and see if we can get our system to break here. I'm going to save it in case I've accidentally created an infinite while loop, which is entirely possible. Forgot to use the equality operator rather than the assignment operator, always in an if statement. two equal signs. So keep doing the squat. No. Or, well, yes. No. Keep doing the bench. Enter yes for next set. So yes, 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 yes. And we'll keep doing yeses here. And hopefully, eventually, we'll have to do, 19 of these? 20 of them in order to get to... Oh, okay. So we moved on to deadlifts up here. If you look up here, our prompt has switched to deadlifts, which means that our break did in fact work. So I'm going to enter no now. And our output is time to squat 10 pounds, time to squat 20 pounds, and bench 10 pounds, bench 20, bench 30, bench 40, all the way up through 200, and then it stopped at time to bench 210 pounds, and then switched over to deadlifting. So, let me see if there's any other... no, I think this covers everything. So it will run through and take care of all of that. If I wanted to make it completely accurate, I would maybe use this printout. I would put this printout down below, down here. That way the print statement happens after the break here, so we don't get a situation where we see time to bench 210 pounds, because we don't want that to happen. So because I move that now, the print would happen after we break out of there, so we'll never see the 210. But it should still work otherwise. So there we go.